Hello and welcome to the Trish Rock Inspires podcast, where we explore spirituality, intuition, and life so that you can learn a different and greater perspective on who you are, why you are here, and find more meaning and purpose in your life. Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your favorite podcasts. But now, sit back and enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires. This is Series 6, Sparking Your Spirit, and today I've got an amazing guest on who I can't wait for you to meet. Louise Winduss is from Louise Winduss Coaching and Elegant Empowerment Events. Louise is full of wisdom and experience from, as she likes to call it, the University of Life. She has been a global citizen during her lifetime. As a small child and alongside her husband and 2 children, she has lived in 5 of the 7 continents of the world, 8 different countries and 13 different cities to date. She has raised her family alone with her husband together as an unshakable team. As a female empowerment specialist and mentor, her vision is to create a global movement of empowered women, especially those who have dedicated themselves to their families or others, rediscover their innate greatness, self-worth, and inner power. Through compassionate coaching, a nurturing sisterhood, and transformative programs, Louise aims to guide women towards reclaiming their confidence, embracing their true essence, and living their lives filled with grace, confidence, self-worth, inner power, and purpose. Oh, such a thrill to have you here, Louise. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, I know your story is going to inspire all the listeners, and because it is a story of empowerment and moving forward in so many ways in your own life. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Where did this empowerment journey start for you, and why?
Okay, so I got married at a young age, and I was 22, I think it was 22, 23, and my husband actually worked. We've traveled, as in the bio, we've traveled around the world, and I kind of gave up my career for him to pursue his dreams and his career. And so we traveled all over the world, and I was the stay-at-home mom and the wife, and we didn't have family around us or anything, so it was just the 4 of us. And as my children got older, this is probably about 7 years ago, I kind of started to think to myself, well, they don't need me as much anymore. So I kind of started thinking about my identity, who I was. I lost my identity. I wasn't sure who I was. I found myself on the bathroom floor one morning, kind of going, who am I? What do I want? What do I want out of life? And so that was a big aha moment for me. And I went and had a coffee with my best friend, and I was telling her how I felt. And she said to me, have you heard of Tony Robbins? And I said, no. And I'd not heard about personal development or anything like that.
Right.
So I dug a little bit deeper, and that's where it all started.
It's amazing, isn't it? There's so many people who are in the same situation, and have you really dedicated their life to the children for a certain period of time, which is fantastic. And you had traveling around in the mix there as well, which would have made you a lot busier trying to help yourself and the whole family adjust to different areas, especially schooling and things. So it really just becomes your life, doesn't it? So, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that relate to this because they get to that certain age or a certain time in the career or family life where you do have that moment of, well, who am I without that? Who am I if I'm not organising kids in the morning? And it's such
Yeah.
an aha moment. And there's probably a difference between who you might be at the end of that than perhaps who you were at the beginning of it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. So very different from before kids to grown-up kids, and who you've all the experience you've had in between. And then
Yeah.
you get to the age of, yeah, where your kids are no longer need you as much, or they've left home, or and
Yeah.
you kind of feel you've lost your identity. And it's looking then back at, your identity, your priorities, your values, your beliefs. And just what you want out of life, really, because you kind of like, well, for me, I'm halfway, well, hopefully halfway through my life. And it was kind of a wake up moment to think, well, what do I want for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
And it's
And I
time for
and
me as well.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the key here too, because I know at a certain point, I mean, there are people also who might be listening who don't feel that they um, are worthy of creating something or deserving of a life, outside of all of that. And I know some people, my mum was a little bit like that, and she kind of dedicated herself to the children, and then the grandchildren, and then the grandchildren were gone. It's like, well, who do I dedicate myself to now? And it was never how about I dedicate it to myself. And I know there's a lot of people out there like that. So you found Tony Robbins
Yes.
and personal development. What a journey that is.
Oh my gosh.
Um, what did what changed after you started that personal development journey? What changed for you?
Well, I think the biggest thing I did my research. I read up about him. I listened to some of his YouTube things and watched a few things. And then in 2019, I actually went to Sydney and did his Unleash the Power Within, his 5-day live program.
Wow.
And yeah, it was just, I can honestly say, I went with two other ladies who I knew, and I went in one person and came out a completely different person.
Oh, I bet you did, because there's always like 100,000 people there, isn't there? Massive.
Yes. Yeah. And just the energy and just, yeah, everything that just came up for me.
Wow.
And then walking on the hot coals and actually believing that you did it. And we did it. And then I wanted to go back and do it again just to make sure I'd done it. So that was the catalyst moment for me. And I came home and I was like, right, I want to do what he does.
Yeah.
I said to a couple of my girlfriends, I want to be the female version of Tony Robbins. um,
Powerful. Love
yeah,
it.
yeah. Just put it out to the universe. So then I found that he did a life coaching training, and he did it alongside a very famous psychologist. And so I looked into that, and I ended up joining that and doing that and being a part of that, which was absolutely incredible. And then I've done a couple more of his online trainings as well, and live events online. So yeah, I'm just a learner forever. And I got to meet a couple of his coaches as well that actually work with him, and that was pretty incredible. And listen to their stories and
Yeah.
yeah, how they got to know him and got to do what they're doing now. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it's been a beautiful journey. I feel like I was a caterpillar coming into a butterfly and all the things
Oh,
in between.
I bet. And I guess at the base of it all, it's given you that new direction in your life and an identity of, well, I want to help other people now. I want to help other women in particular who are at that crossroads, who want to feel not just more empowered in their own life, but if I was to have a different identity than just the mother and wife, what would it be? And is that something that you can really help women with? Because not everybody wants to get into business, of course.
No.
So it's really about helping them with their next
Yes.
direction.
Well, that's it. And I think it's about helping them, first of all, find out um, who they are again as themselves, not
Yeah,
as the mum and the wife and the daughter and whoever. It's who am I inside? And also coming out and finding their passion. Like you say, it doesn't have to be starting a business or, they might be working full time, but what's their passion? What do they love doing? Maybe they can do it on a weekend, or there's all different ways you can live your passion.
yeah,
And it's just finding that passion within them and helping people start to dream again. We've all stopped dreaming.
yeah.
Um, I'm a big dreamer. I've got my vision board here with everything on, and my husband comes in and is like, oh my gosh. But you
Oh,
have to dream. Otherwise,
yeah,
how are you going to reach? You've got to have a goal to work towards and a plan to work towards. And for me, it's like I know where I want to go, and I see people who are where I want to be. So that shows me it's possible because
yeah,
somebody's already done it. And that's
absolutely.
what I want to help other women with, to find their dream and passion and help them on that journey to achieving that, whatever it may be. And just taking some time out for themselves, and having self-worth, self-love, because as women, mothers, we give so much to other people. We don't tend to look after ourselves. We get the last drops of everything. So yeah, it's time to take back our self-worth and self-love and look after ourselves a little bit, I think.
Absolutely. And I think that's been a really big theme in the last few years, through a lot of uh, communities, but also just throughout the world, really. It's like, well, I deserve to have some passions in life. I deserve to have some dreams and some goals as well. I'm not here just to look after everyone else, but we've been so ingrained
Mm.
into that's all we can do, like, well, that's all we're good for, or that's all that anyone wants us to do, that we forget that we're here living a life as well. And I love that you're helping women notice that about themselves and notice that. And it doesn't just empower themselves, but have you found it's got a knock on effect with their children as well?
Yes. Well, just from my own experience, my children now, and my husband as well, he's quite yeah, hard to crack, but I'm cracking him so slowly, but he's taking and saying on a few things that I've been saying for a long time. My children, I hear now, I was having coffee with my son this morning and we were talking about a situation and he told me how he handled it, and I was like, that's perfect. And it was the things that I've kind of said to him over and over again. Well, maybe you should do it like this, or maybe think of that, or look at it a different way. And so they do listen and they do see you and the way you show up, and it starts to change them a little bit at a time. It'll start to change them, but it will take time.
I think I think both parents are powerful in a household, but I think the mum really sets the energy in many cases of how people are feeling about themselves. So
Yes,
I think it's wonderful to kind of bring that in to a
yes.
family, because it does change
Mm.
um, how other people around you feel about themselves too, which then changes everything. Like, it's just such a knock-on effect, isn't it? Like I said, and you would have noticed that in your own life too. It's like I've gone from the bathroom floor where I didn't matter, or I thought I didn't matter,
Yeah.
to now I know that I matter and I've got dreams and goals in my life. Like, that's powerful.
Yes, yes. And I am super determined to reach them. And even when I have negative people around me, not that I have many negative people around me, but we'll have that somebody who's a bit negative, and that's on them and that's their fears. But for me, it's like, no, this is where I'm going, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'm very
yeah.
determined. Yeah.
So there might be some women listening who are in that, bathroom floor moment. I've been there too. And it's tricky sometimes when you are in that kind of depth of low energy, because you can't really think properly about what's the next step, and you kind of just reaching out to the universe or spirit or please give me the answers. And not everybody is kind of going to move towards personal development courses. If you are with a client, or if there's someone listening to this who is at that kind of crossroads right now, what would be a beautiful little gentle first step for them, do you think, that would even just get them started on feeling like there is hope?
There is, yeah. Well, first of all, I would suggest, for me, it really helped me to talk to somebody I really trusted, and just share what I was going through, like how I was feeling, what I was going through. And I knew she wouldn't judge me, or, she was she was a beautiful friend. And then, so talk to somebody and share it first. And then start to think, just take some time for yourself during the day or at night, have a cup of tea, just take yourself away and just sit and start to think. Like, think, how would I like my day to be? What if I could do anything today, what would I do? Like, the kids doesn't matter, the husband doesn't matter, the cleaning doesn't matter. What would I do if I had a free day today? What would bring me joy and happiness today? And just start writing it down. And then after a while, you'll kind of have this list of things that that you can start to implement into your day. Not all at once, but little bits at a time. And then you start to feel better about yourself. You start to see change in yourself, and it just grows gradually. It's not a quick fix, a week and you're done.
No.
You have to. That's what I did. Slowly implement things in my life, and then I started to see change. And one of the biggest things, and it's the foundation of self-mastery, is looking after your health. Like, you really, that's the foundation of anything, is looking after your health. And again, as women and mothers, we don't.
It's always the last on the list. I'll just push through this and look after everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, I feel sick, but I'm okay. I'll just get on with it. And no, that has to stop. Yeah. So that's what I would suggest. First of all, talking to somebody that you trust.
Absolutely. And it could even be the husband, but I think definitely find someone that just will just listen, I guess. Just need someone to listen.
I'm not somebody who's gonna put more negativity on how you're feeling. Somebody who you find is quite positive, and
exactly, and not going to brush it aside either, and do the whole stoic, oh, you'll be okay, just get up, you'll be okay, just go do what you normally do, because you've been doing that for so long, which is hence why you ended up at that point. So
exactly. At the age that most women get to this point, we're going through perimenopause, menopause, mental health issues, our body's changing, our moods are changing, like everything's changing. So we have to be kind to ourselves.
Exactly. And so speaking of that, you work with women mainly in their 40s and 50s, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Between 40 and 55, 60. Yeah.
Okay. So they are going through all those health changes too. And so this is something if someone comes and works with you, it's not just about building some dreams and goals and some passion in their life. You also are dealing with some of these other health issues for them as well.
That's right. Yeah. I'm sharing what I've learned on my journey and what I've implemented into my life. And and then I've got other health practitioners who I know that I can refer on to as well. So yeah.
Oh, perfect.
A lot of it starts in your mind. So we have to look at your mind first, and then go from there.
Yeah. Now you've got a 4-week pilot program starting shortly.
Yes, that's starting next week, I think it is.
Oh, how wonderful. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about that because someone listening might just be interested in getting started with that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's a pilot program and it's all about self-worth and self-belief and just again the foundations of helping us move in to that next step and finding out who we are and at the core, who we are at the core and where we want to go with our lives. And so yeah, so it's 4 weeks. And yeah, what have we I do it we have 1 hour call each week and
Yep,
we talk about things and go through things, then you have things to do at home during that week.
yep.
Like I said, implementing little things during the week. And yeah, and then after that 4 weeks, we can see where you are. And then if you want more coaching, then we can do more coaching after that. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I love that. What a great way for someone to get started because it's like sometimes, the thought of a bigger program or a lot of personal development really can be quite scary when you're at that starting point. So you're really just like a trusted friend and advisor over those first 4 weeks, but you've got a lot of processes and
Yeah.
tools that you can also impart on people. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like to call myself a bit of a cheerleader too.
Yes, yes.
Cheerleader to keep you going and you send you messages how you're feeling today and what were your biggest wins today and just to keep the positivity going and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as always with the pom-poms. I'm
Yeah.
here for you. I'm here for you.
But that's what I needed back then. That's
Yeah,
I just needed somebody to cheer me on. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, I'm just giving what I needed 7 years ago.
Yeah, and I think we do need that because we won't cheer ourselves on
No.
mostly, which is why we end up that way. But then after working with you, I'm sure that they'll be in a position to start cheering themselves on
Yeah.
and really be like, yeah, you know what? I did that this week. I achieved that little goal this week. Or I said nicer things about myself this week. Or I believe that I can do this now. I mean, that those little steps, sometimes we don't get the cheers and the recognition unless we've done something really grand. But it's those little steps along the way that we really need someone there backing us, going, wow, you've just done amazing this week because you wrote in your diary every day. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you went for a walk every morning this week, or just the little tiny things. It all adds up. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely does all add up to big, beautiful things, as we can
That's
see
right.
now in your life. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Thank
And
you.
what brings you the most joy seeing people transform their lives?
Just women, firstly, women taking responsibility for themselves,
Yeah,
taking ownership of their lives. This is all the stuff that I've recently done because that was me back then. So
yeah,
yeah, taking responsibility of my life, ownership of my life, standing in my power. That's another thing that I help women do. We give our power away to other people so very easily. It's time to take it back
yeah.
and be yeah, stand in our power and have boundaries. That was one of the things I learned over the past few years. So it's that, and just yeah, taking back control of their lives and doing what brings them joy and happiness. That just yeah, that makes me so happy.
No, I can see every time I speak to you about it, you just light up. So I know
Yeah.
that it's a real passion and joy for you, and I know that you love being out there helping women navigate this next kind of chapter of their life.
Yeah. And a lot of people dread this chapter. Um, but it can be so amazing. Like it
Yeah.
really can be amazing. It's just the way you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I have had, back many years ago, working with a lot of women in a different industry, they were very lost when it came to the point where their children were finishing school or leaving home. What do I do now? And yeah, I guess you just want them to know that they don't have to be lost. There could be this excitement about what's next.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, what do I want to create in my life?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's
So
exciting.
yeah, and so I'll put the links to how people can connect with you here in the description. Can people hop on a call with you just to find out if it's right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do. I do yeah, like a discovery chat, which is normally half an hour, 45 minutes, and we just chat where are you at now, and what do you want to see out of life, or if you don't know, we have a little chat about that, and yeah, just see if we're fit for each other. Yeah, if you're like me and we get on, and yeah, and then just go from there. And then if somebody wants to do the pilot program, I think that's next Tuesday, the 12th, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh,
We start
perfect.
that. Yeah. So if somebody wants to come on board and do that, it's a pilot program. So it'll be at a discounted price because it is a pilot program.
Yes.
If anybody's interested, they can just email me or message me and I can jump on a call with them.
I love it. How fantastic. So, if you are listening today and this has resonated at all, and you're thinking about, yeah, maybe there is life for me after this chapter, then please contact Louise and have a chat with her. She's really lovely and she'll understand you totally and be able to give you some guidance moving forward.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being a guest on the podcast today. It's been so lovely chatting to you as always.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's lovely to be here. And I hope I've just helped, if I can just help one person today.
Yes,
That's, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, look, I'm sure with what you've said that you have, if someone can really just ask themselves, what can
Mm,
I do today that will make me feel good? I mean, that is just such a simple step. It doesn't seem like it's anything that's not complicated, doesn't always feel like it's going to work, but it does. Just asking
mm,
themselves, so what can I do today that, or what would I like to do that would make me feel better? I mean, that's a step in the right direction. So,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the next powerful step is call Louise.
Yeah. Let's have a chat.
And let have a chat, have a chat. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Trish.
And thank you everybody for watching. Please connect with Louise and I look forward to seeing you for the next episode of Trish Rock Inspires. Bye everyone.